Hey everyone, so I've been asked quite a few times as to how do I make my characters blink? And you'll be surprised that it's actually really easy. I do use Procreate, however, I checked online, and if you have programs like Clip Studio Paint, Photoshop, you should be able to do these as well with the same methods. And I'll show you for Procreate for now, but I believe you can still use the same methods and apply them to your program. Just remember that groups or individual layers can be seen as frames on their own. So let's start with Procreate. First thing you want to do is go to your toolbox. Make sure you go to Canvas and make the animation assist on. Make sure that it's blue. And that will bring up this small bar. For example, I turn it off, and here's my pretty girl. I turn it on, and boom, the animation assist turns on. Ignore the cat. And now let's do some animating. So what people have been asking me more about is the blinking. So let's zoom in on the face. This is a very rough sketch, but I'll show you how with this tutorial you should be able to animate basically anything. So one thing I did, my sketches are very messy, forgive me, but I did put the eyes on a separate layer. On my previous blinking girls, I've done it all on one layer because I paint on one layer, but I found that to be very tedious later on. So if I know ahead of time that I do want to make this girl blink, I will paint the eyes on a separate layer. So make sure your eyes are on a separate layer. And this is your first frame. Easy peasy. Slide to the, I don't know if you guys saw that, so slide to the left, slide your group to the left, and hit duplicate. So this is very important. You want your frames to be in groups. So each group counts as one frame. If I had these layers ungrouped, each layer would count as a frame, and it wouldn't look right. It will look very choppy. So that's very important. Every group equals a frame. If you do not have multiple layers going on, then you can just use each layer as a frame, but ungroup it. However, I found this to be the easiest one. So now that I have my second group, I go to the eye layer, and I'm going to use the black because I remember that's what I used for her eyelashes. And I'm going to go with the form of the eye. So the eye should be around here. And if you notice, the previous layer is showing through, and sometimes that can be kind of annoying. So what I do is that I turn off the first layer, the first frame, so that way I could see what I'm doing. And this is again for Procreate. Maybe other programs make it a little bit easier, but I am following the fold of the eyes. And then what I'm going to do, you could use erase tool or white. I'm using the erase tool, the white tool. The white tool using the same brush. I'm following the same folds of the eye because if you know, like the eyes are very round and it really shows from the upper eyelid. And I'm going to erase anything that doesn't belong. And let's see. Thinking, okay, this could be, maybe make that there, make a little line there. And some of my eyelashes would actually be showing under. So I make sure to add more eyelashes towards the center. And that is my layer 2. Isn't that easy? That was already one frame. So I turn on the first one and hit play. Now this looks ridiculous, right? That means we need way more layers. Anytime you play it and it looks not right, that means you might need to add more layers just to make it more smooth. However, I know that it is kind of fast, so I'm going straight onto settings and reducing it from 15 to 7. Usually I do 7 or 8. And already that looks a lot better, right? Now we need to do our third layer. Well, a third frame, I mean. I keep calling them layers, but they're frames. So let's make our lives easy, right? Swipe, duplicate. Why draw it 3-4 times when you don't have to? So again, if you notice, the layer below is showing because we have the onion skin on. So one thing I want to do is I'm going to turn these layers off so I could really see what I'm doing. And now I'm going to close the eye more. So remember that the eye follows the frame, so like the eye wouldn't close like this. The eye would follow the form of the eye, so just make sure you do that. And of course, follow the eye. How many times have I said follow the eye? But I hope you get what I mean. And again, like these eyelashes would actually be seen down here. Down here. And I would erase these over this side just because you wouldn't really see them. Let's see. Yeah, you wouldn't really see them. However, you would see more eyelashes towards the bottom. Again, like towards the middle, where you normally won't see them if the eye is if the eyelid is facing forward. So I like to darken based on the shape of the eye. I'm gonna go in there and erase some. And like this eyelash needs to go because it doesn't make sense, as well as this one actually. If you do this using line art, like a pen tool, this actually might be easier. But for my style, I love to do painterly styles. I love to paint digitally. So this is how I do it. I know if you animate using cell shading, it's 1,000 times easier from what I heard. But I don't know. I want it to still be my style if I animate. I don't want to compromise anything. Okay, so let's turn on the other two frames and let's see what we have. Okay, so it's starting to look good. But we're not really done yet. I like to call the next layer, which is going to be the middle. So duplicate again. If you notice, her eyes are not completely closed yet. So I'm going to, oops, silly me. What did I do? Oh, I forgot to click on my layer. Luckily this Procreate, it tells you if something's funny or off, which kind of like saves me a lot of the time. Okay, so again, this is super messy. If I was going to post this on Instagram, I would definitely not let it be so messy. But again, you want to bring these eyelashes down to the cheek. Because think about it, close your eyes, and if you have long lashes, you would feel them on your cheek. Again, please ignore the cat. He has been fed, he's just being a pest. Alright, so now let's turn on the other layers and see what we have. Alright, let's see. That looks great! And at this point you can consider it done, but I don't. I really don't. I don't consider this done. So I rename this layer where the eyes are closed. I rename it as middle. Middle. Why do you say middle? Oh, and I forgot to rename these. So this is number 2 and number 3. And I'll show you why. So right now the animation looks pretty good, honestly. It looks pretty good. It looks cute, on point. However, to even make it play smoother, I found this trick where you just, you kind of, it's hard to explain, so let me just show you. Oh, tutorials. Okay, so from the middle, I'm going to copy number 3. I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm going to move it above. Same thing, I'm going to copy 2, duplicate, and move it above 3. So we're like ricocheting all the way back to number 1. And move it back. Oops, hold and move. Why aren't you working? There we go. All right. Now we have our middle layer, and we went back to the beginning. So let's see how this looks now. Isn't that 1,000 times smoother? And that's pretty much it. That's how I animate my eyes. And to export, you can click on share down here where it says share layers. This is how you would export. A lot of places let you export the GIF, and you can still play around. Do you want it faster? Do you want it slower? Oof, I don't want that slower. So I would not do that. I think you play around with it. I think like 9 for this one looks pretty good. So I'm gonna hit export. It's taking a while. That's telling me that my file is actually pretty big. Yeah. Save image. Good. So let's see, what size is my canvas? Oh, that's a huge canvas. That's probably why. So let me reduce it by half. And then what's really cool is even though I reduced my canvas, it didn't change anything in my animation. So this is pretty awesome. Okay, now I'm going to export it again. Animate a GIF. I noticed it's a little bit choppier, so let me bring it to, oh, I did 9 before. 9 looks really good. Let me do 9. And look at that exporting. It's so much faster. That tells me that it's a good size for the web. Sometimes in places like Discord, if it's too big, you just can't post it. But one thing I've noticed for Instagram, maybe it's just my app and my iPad, I cannot bring it up to Instagram unless I do animated HVAC. And again, let's bring you to 9, because 9 look good. There we go. So if I want to import to Instagram, for some reason that's how it happens. It could just be my program or my software. However, I've tried MP4 GIFs and they would not work for some reason. They work for others. So again, play around with it. If you have any questions about that, just like reach out to me. But I also do want to save the image of it as well. So I'm going to hide all of these layers back to the main one, because I do also want to save the image so I can post it to Instagram. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. Excuse my poor explanation skills. However, this is pretty much what I do for animating. It's a tedious process, but it's fun. It's tedious but fun. And the more you play around with it, the more you find easier ways to do it, or you find new tricks and tips. So if you have any questions, just reach out to me here. If you're seeing this on Instagram, just DM me. If you're seeing this on YouTube, just either go to Instagram and DM me there or DM me on YouTube, but I don't check YouTube as often. Anyway, I hope this was helpful and have a great day. Bye!